Yo, I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Taurus, this is. What's going on with y'all? What's going on with us, right? Everybody got Taurus in their chart. We about to do a 3 card draw. I ain't gonna hold you too long, you heard? And the cards are already out here. They're not bamboozle you. If you're a cross watcher, eavesdropper, it's all good. You could be here. Don't worry about it. So, like I said, the cards are already out here, right? Starting with the High Priestess in reverse, Taurus, followed by the Five of Swords, also in reverse, followed by the King of Pentacles, also in reverse. This is a topsy-turvy type reading. Like I started piecing this together like immediately, like from seeing the imagery and the colors, and it just all rather quickly. So somewhere along the lines, you was in the process of developing something. I feel like this is a project, or maybe this may even be going on in the workplace for some of y'all. Maybe y'all are like planning something outside of the workplace with other coworkers, like to start working on something on the side or something along the lines of that. Or you're like an independent contractor, and but you kind of like are in control of the planning part of it. I would say heavily. So what happened here is you got this intuitive nudge based upon the talent that you're dealing with, and you're like, oh yeah, that person would be great for this, that person would be great for that, etc., etc. So when you would speak to those individuals, you would speak to them in a way that kind of like fluffs them up in those areas of life, if you will. And you would make it your business to at least mention something that's related to what you're trying to get them involved with. What I'm seeing here, though, is that there was some type of resistance to your proposition. And during that instance, you didn't freak out about it or anything. You know what I'm saying? You actually felt a bit relieved. Not defeated, but relieved, because at least you put it out there to see if you can get them involved in that type of way. Now, I do sense that when you was making your propositions, you was a little bit out of control when it comes to emotions. So the person basically, or the people, picked up on how excited you were about trying to get them involved in doing X, Y, and Z. You get what I'm saying? And I'm also seeing and feeling that it could be something that was compromising. So, these days, and I ain't judging you, you know what I'm saying? But these days, you know what I mean? There's so many ways to make money. Some people take the road or whatever they choose to take, you know what I'm saying? Or you propose something that's, look, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not judging. You know what I'm saying? I am not judging. But this is the wild, this is where it starts twisting and turning at, because like I said, you felt relieved and you proposed a peaceful resolution to it, let's say. Like you came up with a compromise of some sort that was just like, oh, okay, maybe I was too excited, or I thought I seen something that I didn't see. And it's not that your tuition. Some of y'all might be in school, or some of the person that I'm talking about is in school, or going to school, about to go to school. It's not that your intuition was wrong. It's just that you were using it like a weapon. When you see something in someone and you're like, yeah, that'll turn out, that'll work out good, this, that, and the third, you be knowing. But it looks like it's unethical based upon what this is that I'm talking about. Maybe they were in a situation, or at least you felt they were in a situation to where you thought to yourself, like, yeah, they're going to oblige. Sometimes people be in tight situations, the economy, whatever you want to call it. And that may be a reason for you to think like, oh yeah, they're going to bite because, motherfuckers need money out here. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to it, or whatever the case may be. And when they resisted, it kind of caught you like, oh, okay, well, I was wrong about that. But that was kind of like a shot for you to learn your lesson in that type of, when using tact or using strategy. Yeah, you might want to think about revising that in a way that doesn't put yourself out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that you made a mistake either. Because like I said, you came up with a resolution, you communicated to that person, okay, look, we don't have to go that route. You know what I'm saying? I'm not forcing you, I'm not coercing you, or whatever the case may be. We could think of something else. We could find something else that we can do, or that you can get involved with me, or whatever the case may be, and we could take it there. Now, I don't think that this has happened as of just yet, but you can expect this to come sometime. It might be at the height of Taurus season, like at the very end. Or it might be, yeah, it might be at the end of Taurus season. And what you can expect to happen during that time is the same person or the same people will come back and confirm your initial thoughts that you had when you went out with the strategy in the beginning. They're going to be willing to do it. And they're going to be direct, and they're going to be asking you about how they can do it. And it'll throw you off like, yo, what the fuck? I thought, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't you. That wasn't your style. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. This is why I said you didn't do the wrong thing necessarily. You could have kept it to yourself, of course, right? And not made any type of offer, not made any type of move. But you did what you did. You said what you said. You proposed what you proposed. It wasn't that your intuition was wrong. It's just the tact that you used was a bit awkward. But now, this person is confessing to what it is that you already had a hunch of, which is they're not the greatest when handling money. They mismanage some wealth. And it's not only that they mismanage wealth, like the person likes money. Like they really, really like money. And they're at the point now that they'll do anything for it. And I think they was at the point that they'll do anything for it before, but they were just resisting you and shrugging that off as part of their tact. You understand? You know how people can do that? Like they put on the front so that they don't seem easy, or they don't seem freaky, or they don't seem sinister, or they don't seem evil, or they don't seem whatever. They're trying to dodge the stigma or, you know, just the stereotype by resisting. And it's like, okay, cool. You didn't want to make no forceful movement or do something out of pocket, like, you know, get irate or anything like that. Nah, it's not that deep. Okay, we can compromise and go back to the drawing board, bang. And now here's going to come later that you're going to be like, oh shit, because they going to be willing to get down and get dirty and do whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And some of y'all, I might be talking to some drug dealers right now. This is what I'm saying. I'm not judging, because it feels kind of like heavy. Like, if not, it might be some OnlyFans shit or something along those lines. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it a bean, yo. I feel it. I see it. I seen it as soon as the cards flew out. Like, but it definitely is heavily revolved around money. And then you'll be faced with a decision to make of whether you're going to take it on or not. You know what I'm saying? The decision will be yours. The decision will be y'all's. But, yeah, I just find it pretty interesting, this reading. And, of course, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Until next time, I'm out.